Picturesquely planted along the banks of the Cache-la-Poudre River, Our Lady of the Valley Parish announces the presence of Christ the King to northern Colorado. Where once thrived the lowly sugar beet, in one of the fastest growing parts of the Archdiocese of Denver, today, hearts come alive in Our Blessed Lady's company. Now, from the Rectory, here is the Windsor Catholic Report with Father Samuel Morehead.
Greetings, this is Father Sam. Welcome back to the Rectory. It's good to have you with me as we now come together for another Windsor Catholic Report. And we do so on this, the fourth Sunday of the Easter season. Ever since the liturgical renewal of the Second Vatican Council with its new ordering of the lectionary, we have kept this particular Sunday of the Easter season in honor of Christ the Good Shepherd. We'll be hearing about Jesus as our Good Shepherd in the Gospel this week. And speaking of good shepherds, we're always praying for good shepherds in the life of the church. For the second year in a row, the Archdiocese of Denver, and all of the parishes, is participating in an initiative called by Name. If you remember, last year we submitted the names of young men who would be potential good priests in the future, middle school, high school especially, and young adult men who show certain characteristics, virtues, at least an openness to a priestly vocation. Doesn't mean that they all have to be, and maybe there's other things going on in their life, maybe they're dating or something, but it means that we're trying to see these young men, call them out, and recommend them to the Office of Vocations for the Archdiocese. We're going to have slips and forms for you in the pews and the back of the church. If you want to submit the names of any young men, turn them in the offertory. If you need to take the slips home and turn them in later, that's fine. That's the weekend for it. We want to have a culture of building up and affirming vocations. Speaking of that, what's also on my heart is we want to make sure that we also affirm and support vocations to consecrated and religious life for both men and for women. Perhaps if you know a young woman and she shows signs of being a good consecrated sister, religious, of being a nun, you might want to affirm that in her and invite her to look into that as well. And speaking of vocations, marriage is a beautiful exalted vocation in the life of the church. So you know, this weekend in the life of the parish, we've been having one of our twice-a-year marriage preparation retreats. We have a number of young couples who've been around the life of the church on Friday evening, all day Saturday, and diving more deeply into the work of preparing for matrimony or being prepared to receive the blessing of convalidation for a marriage. Keep them in your prayers. Let's keep all vocations in prayers. Christ, the Good Shepherd, is raising up many vocations in the life of the church, and we want to be a part of that good work. This coming Thursday, we have a holy hour of Eucharistic adoration preceded by a meditation. I want to invite you to be there. From 6:30 to 7, I'm going to give a talk on the power of Christ's resurrection reaching into our lives. And then from 7 until 8 on Thursday, we will have a holy hour of Eucharistic adoration right in the church, and we'll have periods of silence for prayer, punctuated by great works of sacred music performed by Laura's Little Choir, who came earlier in the year back in Advent, and that was such a success that not only did parishioners, but the choir themselves asked to come back and to be with us again. So in honor of the Easter season, looking forward to May as the month of the Virgin Mary, we're going to have Laura's Little Choir again with us, a time of meditation at 6:30 p.m., and then a holy hour for us to come into the presence of the Lord, enter into intimacy with Him, and to go deeper in prayer with the help of sacred music. That's this Thursday, and I certainly hope you and yours can be with us. Christ is the Good Shepherd. Here's a great work of sacred art. I don't often feature mosaics, but here is a good one. Christ is there. The sheep are at his feet. In his hands his pastoral staff. It has the form of both a cross and a Chi-Rho. He is the Christ, the Christus, and he leads us by the way of his humble cross to the ways of life, life everlasting. We follow with joy our Good Shepherd who comes to give us life. I hope that you and yours have a wonderful week in front of you. I'll look forward to seeing you around the life of the parish. For now, take care. God bless you. See you soon.